We're live. We're live. What's up? What's up? This is Coach Stokes, Stokeshouse Boxing Academy. You got to stay ready because why? So you ain't got to worry about getting ready. And we definitely are getting ready with today's special guest. I'm going to go ahead and do something different because normally I just don't like just doing the bare thing when I'm just telling somebody whole entire life, man. But I met this brother back October 20th, 2012 for the first time. It was at the Thunder Valley Casino Resort. I had a guy that I was stepping in for, and he had the main event, and he was fighting this gentleman. So I trained him for 2 weeks. He lost, but the guy that I'm interviewing today, he was a better man. He's a good guy, really down to earth, and I just want to let you know who it is. He's a U.S. national champion, bronze medalist, National Gold Gloves bronze medalist, 3-time international gold medalist, former number 2 ranked lightweight amateur boxer in the country, ranked at number 2, former Team USA member. He's one of the main sparring partners for Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan, Andre Berto, Terrence Crawford, are just to name a few. And he currently has a record that is 18-2 and 4 KOs, and he will be performing October 27th in Washington. It's no other than Stan the Man Martyniouk. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Man, thank you for doing my podcast, man. Stan, what do you got? Just let everybody know about you, man. How did you get into the game of boxing?
Well, I grew up around boxing. My dad used to box. He used to kickbox first, and then he got into boxing. So I was always around the gym, and I always wanted to try it when I was a little kid, and he wouldn't let me try it until I was 13. And then I tried it, and I entered my first fight, which was at the Silver Gloves, and I fought a kid with 15 fights. I lost my first amateur fight, but then after that, what motivated me was a newspaper came out with my picture on it, and it talked about how I, made my amateur boxing debut and talked about it, and it motivated me to get back into it. And then I went on a win streak. My dad trained me, and I became one of the best amateur boxers in the country.
So it's safe to say, well, what if you probably would have won? Do you think you would have been more serious, or you think you would have got the bug that much more to even go to have the drive? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I think, because of that loss, my dad, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but my dad was really hard on me, and he wanted me to be successful in boxing because boxing is not a sport you can play around in, so he took me under his wing and he started training me really hard, and, and I became successful in the amateur boxing game.
Stan, I want to piggyback off what you just said. You said boxing is a game that you do not play with. I have my son, he's 7 years old, and he's just now getting that. He's just now understanding because it's totally different when you shadow box and they look cute and, they hit the bag. But then when they understand, they get in there and they get hit with a jab, and they have to understand you can't be lazy in boxing. You have to have your hands up. There's no time where you can relax. You can't call a timeout. So can you explain to fighters or people that want to be a part of this world what it takes, the dedication that it takes in order to be a high-level athlete like yourself in boxing?
Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to compete, to actually step foot in the ring. Now, but when you step foot in the ring, what comes with it is a lot of pressure because you're not only fighting that one person across the ring from you, but you also have a whole crowd watching you. And that's a lot of pressure because you're not used to having so many people watch you and cheer for you or cheer the other person and want you to lose. So there's a lot of pressure, because it's a one-on-one sport. So you want to take that into consideration when you step in the ring. Not only are you facing the opponent, but you're also facing the crowd as well. So you got to block that off and be mentally focused on your opponent when you step foot in the ring.
Stan, so for example, what are some things that you do in training that people would never imagine that a boxer has to do? There's all types of things, but what are some things that you do personally that gets you ready?
Confidence. I work on a lot of confidence by believing myself and telling myself I will be the best, I will win. Because there's a lot of great fighters out there, in this country that I've seen that should have been world champions. But the problem is the confidence, believing in themselves. There's a lot of fighters who are so good, but they can't believe in themselves, and they doubt themselves when they step in the ring, and it affects their game. Boxing is 90% mental. So you have to be mentally strong when you step in the ring. Skill-wise, yes, you could be skilled, but you could be less skilled than the other opponent. But if you're mentally stronger than him, you will win.
Yes,
so
yes.
you have to practice on your mental strength when you compete.
That makes me think about Emmanuel Stewart, peace be upon him, the great Emmanuel Stewart. He said when Kronk was coming up, Thomas Hearns and those guys that were out in the limelight, they weren't the killers. The real killers he had killers in there that would knock anybody out. But like you said, if you don't have that mental fortitude, you may end up being a gym fighter.
Yeah, people could perform in the gym. There's no crowd. There's no pressure. And you could look good in the gym. You could do whatever you want in the gym, strong, be fast, look good. But as soon as you step in and there's cameras on you or there's people watching you, all of a sudden, that goes away, and you cannot let that affect you. That's why this sport is not for everybody, and it's not easy, So if you do decide to get into boxing, you got to be 100% in. You can't be 90% in or 80% or 60%. You got to be 100% in, because this is a sport you can't play because you can get hurt very bad.
Stan, I want to ask you this question, man. There's two questions I'm going to ask you, but the first one is this one. This is my favorite question that I give to everybody. If you could design the perfect boxer, Stan, design the perfect boxer with three main qualities of your favorite fighters in each, who would you take as your favorite boxer when it comes to being offensive, defensive, and then ring generalship, ring IQ? So who are your favorite boxers out of all those three?
Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., and Costa Tszyu.
Oh, you were the first to say Costa Tszyu. He was trouble for a lot of fighters back in the day.
Very intelligent. He didn't have a head movement or nothing like that, but he knew how to keep his distance. He didn't throw a lot of punches, but he set up his power punches. And he beat a lot of fighters with his IQ, ring generalship. And I really like that fighter a lot.
And Roy Jones. Oh, my goodness.
Roy Jones, yeah, in his prime, offensively, he was the master. With his hand speed, he was able to just break down guys mentally with his hand speed and then take him out.
Man,
yeah. And then Floyd Mayweather is all-around fighter. Early on in his career, he is very offensive, and he used his footwork to get away from punches. Later on, he became very defensive, and he was very good at counter-punching.
Outstanding. One of my last questions for you, Stan, is, Stan, if you had 24 hours to live, and you could test your boxing skills against anybody, past or present, who would you want to fight before you die?
Whoever is the best in my weight division. Whoever is the number one guy. At 140 pounds, I believe that I can be the best. I can beat a lot of guys. I've been in camps with a lot of top fighters. I have done very well. I just haven't had the opportunity to step in the limelight yet, but I will. And when I get my chance, I will be ready and perform at my best and defeat whoever is in front of me. I'm
sure you will, brother. I'm sure you will. Stan, what is your message? Do you have a message? What is your message to the world that you want everybody to know about Stan Martyniouk?
Follow my journey, stay positive, and believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. So that's the number one thing, is believe in yourself, because with belief, you can succeed in doing anything you want to do. Yes. And follow my journey. I have a different style. My style is very exciting, and I want you to look out for me. Follow me on Instagram at StanTheMan85, Twitter, STM Boxing, Facebook, Stan Martyniouk, and just look out for me, man. I'm coming. I'll be making a lot of noise in 2019.
Stan, I want to ask you this, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be blowing up my DMs, and they're going to want to know, and they're going to be blowing up my wife as well. Are you in a relationship? Are you married right now, bro? Because I know you look the part. You look like a model. You look like a damn Yves Saint Laurent model.
I'm in a relationship.
Ladies, hey, don't come to me no more. Hey, Stan, I appreciate it. Hey, this is Coach Stokes with Stokeshouse Boxing Academy. You tune in with my man Stan the Man Martyniouk, and I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.